Hello everyone and welcome to another video and another Dear Global video. And for all you global players out there, you guys have, while sometimes Gummy does treat you badly, yeah, but sometimes pretty good too. And you gotta remember the good things that happen on Global. I think you guys have some really cool exclusive units that we on the JP side just don't seem like we're ever going to get, which is too bad because I've always been just very wanting like Fravia on the JP side. I wanted Olive on the JP side for the longest time. Of course, if they were to come out, I would want them to have a little bit reworked of a kit, but yeah, there is... I mean, you also have the benefit of foresight too, in that you can see the banners that are coming, and you guys can kind of plan properly. But I want to give a bit of a shout out to a character that has meant a great deal to my time in Brave Exvius, and it's not Rem, surprisingly. You know, Rem ends up pretty high on my list of favorite units because she was a big deal to my account, but I want to talk about Ignis, who was also a really big deal in my account back in the day. And I do believe he came out around December last year, New Year's, somewhere around there. The memories are a tiny bit faint, but yes. When it comes right down to it, Ignis was a big deal for my account because I did not have a 5-star buffer support unit at the time, and Ignis lasted me a very long time through a lot of upcoming trials. As a matter of fact, I like him a lot better than some other buffers, even on the global side. And if you're wondering if Ignis is still good, if Ignis is, you know, what Ignis is like, yeah, he really is. I mean, I guess the big way to think about this is always, well, did they get global exclusive buffs? If they didn't get global exclusive buffs, they were probably a pretty damn solid unit. And that's the way I always feel about Ignis, because he was an absolutely solid unit. He's still a unit, you know, when I have a difficult trial that is not just about, you know, stats, but elemental or status effects. Ignis is a real option to bring along. He just is a really solid support kit that does a lot of things, you know, really nicely. Of course, one of the things that I think is just his biggest thing to me is his ability to just unlock. Now, this is also the weakest part of his kit. To get access to all of his best abilities, you have to spend a turn unlocking them. But once you do once you basically do unlock them, well, you're in pretty good care because Ignis just gets a ton of stuff to prevent lots of status effects on your party, as well as heal the party at the same time, give elemental resistance of 50%, and, you know, an 80 MP full heal to the party. I almost said full heal, but not quite. MP regeneration, stat buffs, all of that. That is all very strong in Ignis's kit. Not only that, but he has some pretty good stats in terms of just, you know, for a buffer being able to survive a lot of damage. Also, he's not normally status resistant. Let's just take that off so you can get a little bit better idea. He also has some things in his kit that just prevent blind, which, you know, I find that kind of funny. You know, if you played 15, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But, yes, in his kit, everything is pretty good. Getting his own TMR is a really big thing for him to unlock. Just stuff he generally needs and upgrade his limit burst. One of the things that I've really depended on for his limit burst was the debuffing of fire, ice, and thunder. If you put Fire, Ice, and Thunder resistance with a, you know, 2 high-use limit bursts and you give them that element, or, you know, one of those elements, their limit burst does a lot more damage. And that brings me to one of the things that, you know, besides everything else, besides just a very strong limit burst for debuffing elements, a amazing support kit that, you know, can support the entire party through a whole bunch of different problems, not just giving you a giant high amount of statistics or stats. Why did I say statistics? Anyway, not just giving you stats, but a lot of survivability through a lot of different ways. And elemental resistance is going to be valuable for a long time to come. As another video that I am currently making right now, I'm going to talk about that in that video. But either way, all of that is really good. And Ignis's general buff ability is also very strong too, giving 150% stats. Now the weakest thing here is that it is on a cooldown, and a cooldown that takes probably just a little, just a bit too long. So that is definitely a problem, but if you can get through it, then you're totally fine. And the other thing, of course, that I really, really love is his Elemental Imbue. And this is the thing that is kind of important with Hayu right now. Let's say that Global doesn't get the amazing Super TMR Greatsword from Valkyrie profile. Let's just pretend that doesn't happen. And you can downvote me for that. I get it. I'm not being negative, but I understand. You just don't want to hear that. If Bahamut's Tear does not come to... And I should explain. Bahamut's Tear is a greatsword. It's a super TMR of Arngrim from Valkyrie profile. And basically, it is a fire element, true dual hand greatsword with damage variance as well as limit burst damage up. Basically, it's a match made in heaven for Hayu. But let's say that that doesn't happen. Ignis is really great pairing for two Hayus because he can spend a turn unlocking his Elemental Imbue time 2, and then in one turn you can basically put the Fire element, the Ice element, or the Thunder element, pair that with his debuffing skills. You can do a ton of damage with this guy. He is both support on the offensive as well as defensive. He has some really nice abilities. The biggest weakness he has is that he needs to spend a turn unlocking those abilities. But if you can get by that, he's an absolutely amazing unit, and a unit that lasted me just a really good long time. After this, it's no one till Uraisha, and Uraisha is very much an upgraded CG Nickel in that she just gives bigger buffs. She has, HP barriers, she has earth and wind resistance instead of ice and water resistance that Nickel has, although I can't remember Seaside Nickel at the moment. But after this, Uraisha is probably going to be the next one, barring any global exclusives. So Ignis, he was a cool unit. He was a cool character in Final Fantasy 15. He's a character that has carried me through a lot of trials on the JP side. And I hope that some of you out there on the global side will show him a bit of love as he comes this Friday, I believe, right? October 5th. Yeah, Friday. So, yes, I hope this giving you, gets people a little bit excited about him. Yeah, he's not a Tonberry, but still pretty cool. Still waiting for that Tonberry news. I want to see that Tonberry. Give me that data. Anyway, I will see you all next time.